What is a black box lab? Where can you go to attend one? And should you be designing a black box style game as your first lab? In this video, I'm going to do my best to answer those questions. My name is Halfdan and I'm part of running the Black Box Copenhagen LARP Festival. We know that LARP is a structured form of playing pretend, where the participants embody and roleplay as their characters. But what is a black box? A black box LARP is played entirely on a stage we call a black box. It is a performance space with black walls and a flat floor, often equipped with theatrical light rigs and a sound system. Black box LARPs are also bespoke, which means that the design of the LARP was approached as a new piece of work and all of its components are designed from scratch. When the players arrive, a facilitator, who is often also the designer, will introduce the LARP and guide the players through a series of workshop exercises, after which they'll begin to play. During runtime, the players will embody their characters and stories will emerge through their interactions, sometimes with a few further inputs from the facilitator. After they are done, there is often a short debrief where the players get an opportunity to talk about their experience. Some other LARPs make use of small black boxes to let the players leave the ordinary play space and host certain scenes like memories or visions. But we're not talking about those LARPs today. Because of the black box space, these LARPs stand out with a particular look and feel. With an empty stage, nothing goes into a black box LARP unless it is intentionally placed there, creating an emphasis on the choices and focus of the designer. It is the designer's task to empower the participants, and this is done through workshops, preparing the participants to play the specific LARP at hand. There is no other preparation expected from the players, and embracing this ideal, black box LARPs are played with little to no costumes. The players are simply asked to show up wearing all black or, in a few rare cases, all white. It is up to the designer to create these workshop exercises, but they often contain stuff like warming up, making characters, practicing mechanics, creating relations between characters, and calibration between players. Besides workshopping, there are a few other traditions, or rather trends, that have emerged in the black box LARP space. It is not uncommon to see non-verbal pieces where the LARP is played entirely without the use of speech. Instead, the players act out their characters in other ways, often through elaborate movement. And movement has played a big role in black box, which probably also explains the high amount of dance LARPs that we have seen in the scene. Black box LARPs also have a tendency to use symbolic representation, where one action represents another. The best example that I can think of is in The Killing of a Priest, where the players are breaking apart a wooden chair to represent the brutal act of a murder. Black box gives the designer a set of constraints. The use of a single room stage, theatrical lights, sound, and the limited use of costumes and props. And these constraints are good because they encourage creative thinking and place the designer into a problem-solving mode where they can make intentional, impactful decisions. When it works well, all of these elements become supporting components that are part of driving the story and experience. Even if you don't know how the technical stuff works, don't worry. The LARP festivals have stage technicians that can help you realize your vision. Speaking of which, there are a number of short-form LARP festivals that host black box LARPs. They are typically long weekend events where designers can submit their LARPs beforehand. Usually, their time slots are about 4 hours and they have a number of stages running simultaneously. To name a few, you'll find Grænselandet in Oslo, Black Box Copenhagen in Copenhagen, Immersion in Turku, Black Box Liminal touring around Jutland, The Smoke in London, and many more. There's a list on my website and I have put a link in the description. I'll keep it updated, and please let me know if you think of an event I should add. So, should your first LARP be a black box? Yes, absolutely. The black box format is honestly one of the greatest places to start out, both as a player and as a designer. If there is a festival within reasonable travel distance of you, I would recommend it. Most black box LARPs are beginner friendly, and the design constraints provide a very tangible starting point for new designers. Once you have your idea, it is not a question of if you can design it for a black box, but how you design it for a black box. I love the black box format. I think that its aesthetic and limitations offers depth and beauty. As players, black box gives us highly focused bespoke experiences, and as designers, it encourages us to take chances and push the line between roleplay and theater. Black box LARPs are experimental in their nature, and thus they challenge the boundaries of the format itself. Playing around and trying things out sometimes means that something doesn't work. And with black box, that's okay. There are no judges, no juries, and no awards. What is left for us then is room to truly play.